Good afternoon. Y'all are still weak at that. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Tulsa this fine day. Was it not beautiful driving in this morning? Couldn't ask for a better Oklahoma day. This is a club where a bunch of good people do a bunch of great things around the country and especially here at home in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Take a moment to turn and greet somebody you may not have said hi to yet. Okay, we have a big program on store today, so let's get started. Today is our very first Club Foundation celebration. So today is all about the foundation and the works that we do in the community, but it's really about the nonprofits that are here today. So let's get started and have some fun. Our invocation this morning is by past President Matt Davis. Song and Pledge is by Corey Nickerson. And our visitor introductions is by Jeri Dillon. So if I could have Matt for our invocation.
Will you pray with me? Lord, as we gather today to focus on giving back to our wonderful community of Tulsa, let us remember the words of Mother Teresa when she said, "It's not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving." Open our hearts and minds to the needs of others less fortunate in our city, state, and nation. Let us always be mindful that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
I've been a bit concerned because I heard that December was right around the corner. So it was a great relief when I walked out today and it was September. I just gained 2 months. Let's do the national anthem followed by the pledge. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would like to honor those of you who are our guests today, Club 2500, and over 1 million members in the world. Speaking to you, our guests today. We love our country. We love singing our pledge and saluting our flag. Would like to welcome Alicia Connor Todd. She's from the Villages of Southern Hills. She's a guest of Catherine DeCamp and prospective member. Hold your applause, please, till we have all. Margaret Butler, a well-known dear friend, is a guest today, Jean Martin. Then we have Lydia Pearson from Resonance, and Deidre Kirtley is her host. Welcome. Elizabeth King with Elizabeth King Consulting. She's a guest of Brad Anthematten. Brad, did I say that correctly? Where is Brad? Oh, did I say it all right? Good. All right. Then we have Sarah Morrison from Crossroads Clubhouse, and she's a prospective member. Would Good to have you. And Scott McClung, also from Crossroads Clubhouse today. Good to have you, sir. And then we have Charles McGroom, who's a co-worker with Jack McClumphy. There they are. Then we have Rebecca Gallego, Walter & Associates. She's a guest of Becky Fields, and she's also a prospective member. So now we have some members from other clubs that are visiting with us today. We have Debbie Gordon from Will Rogers Rotary, Chuck Gersdorf, is that correct? Chuck from Broken Arrow Club. And then we have one other, the dear friend, Father Clyde Shackelford from the Sand Springs Rotary. Great. It's my honor to present these guests. Let's give them all a welcome.
Thank you very much, Jeri. Today we're celebrating the donors who have faithfully supported our club's local foundation, as well as a nonprofit organizations who benefit from their gifts. But before we get started, I wanted to take a moment to recognize our very own members who work tirelessly for nonprofit organizations. They're all listed on a card on your table. Each of you provide valuable input and hands-on in our club activities. You're vital in our ability to recognize and meet the needs of Tulsa. Please stand and let us give you a big round of appreciation. Now for a piece of official business, as I invite Gene Martin, the president of the Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation, and a club past president forward to conduct an annual meeting. Gene.
Thank you, President John. This begins the annual meeting of the Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation for its fiscal year ending June 30, 2016. Slide, please. The 5 trustees serving the foundation this year are shown on the screens. 3 others are here today. If you would stand, Matthew Bristow, Ray Tullius in the back, Will Smith, and it's great to see you, Will, back. Thank you, gentlemen. The following financial information comes directly from the annual audit report prepared by Morse & Company, and which contained an unqualified or clean opinion. Copies of the annual audit report are available upon request from the Rotary office personnel. Copies of these slides you'll see today are available by the badge boxes. In years past, the annual report has presented only the most recent year's information. This year we present 2016 and 2015 for comparison. Okay. You'll see a line there titled Affiliated Service Revenue of $78,000. It'll show up on 2 slides. It is a high-level estimate of the time spent by the Rotary Club of Tulsa personnel in supporting the foundation. For 2016 and 2015, they estimated it was 47% of their time, the cost of which is paid for by the Rotary Club of Tulsa members, paid by you. You'll see a variance from 2015 to 2016. Revenues declined $237,000. That's not a problem. 4 reasons. Our club centennial was held in April of 2015. It had revenues of $95,000. The final crescendo music event you are familiar with was held in 2015, $32,000, not repeated in 2016. The Henry P. Iba Citizen Athlete Awards revenue declined $25,000 between the 2 years. Net investment income declined $53,000 between the 2 years. The next slide is expenses. You'll see affiliated service expense, $78,000, exactly the same figure as before. Net cost to the foundation for the services provided by the Rotary office personnel to the foundation, the net cost is 0. It is disclosure under generally accepted accounting principles that you even see it. You'll see Total expenses also declined $335,000. One large item on that is, again, the Club Centennial, which occurred in 2015. The Henry P. Iba Citizen Athlete Awards expenses declined from 2015 to 2016. And it's worth mentioning, you don't see it there, if you were to do the math, the net profit to the foundation in 2016 was $61,000 from that event. And in 2015, it was $52,000. International service, water wells, activities in both years, but the revenue declined $45,000. And then another major project of our club took place in 2015, and it was titled, or is, the Playground Improvement, and that took place at Celia Clinton, our adoptive school. The next slide. Net assets end of year, unrestricted. These figures would be titled retained earnings if the foundation were a for-profit entity. The foundation's Board of Trustees approved allocations of 5% from net assets unrestricted to net assets restricted of $134,000 in 2016 and $144,000 in 2015 in support of the projects and organizations I will mention in a moment. Net assets, end of year, temporarily restricted. These represent funds accumulated and available specifically for the projects listed. In addition to the club's standing, and I mean the club, standing projects such as Above and Beyond Awards, Camp Enterprise, Partners in Education, and others, the foundation supports not-for-profit organizations such as those you will see in today's program. This activity is carried out through the work of the Club Foundation Grants Committee. The next slide. This last slide shows the larger grants for 2016 and 2015. If you have questions, you may contact me or any of the other trustees. This concludes our annual meeting. We are adjourned. President John, thank you again.
Thank you, Gene. That's a little bit of nuts and bolts for how we get here. That's the business side of it, so let's go on to some of the more fun aspects. First of all, I want to thank our sponsors who also are integral to making these programs happen. Dustin Holder with Allegra Printing and Imaging, Trudy Sweeten with BOK Center, Elaine Dishman with Regent Bank, and Terry Lawson with Vision Source. Let's give them a round of applause for supporting our club. As you can see now, we have our first group of grant recipients coming forward. These three nonprofits will be telling us about their organizations and how our gift has helped them with a project. First up, if you guys can make your way up, is Mark Whitmire with 501tech.net. Mark? Sorry. It's my pleasure to give you this grant check from the Rotary Club of Tulsa for your recent grant recipient.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, I was told I had 4 minutes, so saying thank you in 4 minutes should be pretty easy. But if you parked in the west parking lot, you probably saw that very brightly wrapped truck. That's what this is for. 4 or 5 years ago, in partnership with Williams, we started our hardware redistribution program. And since then, we've distributed 1,700 PCs and 1,500 LCD monitors. And this truck allows us to pick up an increasing material supply that's growing every day. And coincidentally, these two great organizations here on the stage are recipients of that program. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mark. And where was that truck again?
West parking lot.
And it's wrapped?
It's wrapped.
Okay, we'll look for it. Thank you very much. Next up is Scott McClung. Scott is here from Crossroads Clubhouse. So again, Scott, it's my pleasure to give you this grant check from our club foundation.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, I want to thank Downtown Rotary Club for having us here today, of course, and we are very grateful to what they have, Downtown Rotary Club has done for us. We got 6 or 7 new computers, pardon me if I lost the exact count, but it was what we needed, and they have helped in the overall flow of things for us because a lot of data goes through our building, like any company. For those of you who may not know who we are, but you've driven along 15th Street near Lewis, and you've seen kind of a longish sign that says Crossroads just west of Lewis. It has a United Way logo on it. Well, that's us. We are a United Way partner agency with the mission of turning lives around for Tulsa area adults living with mental illness. Employment, education, housing, and wellness and social activity. We're the answer to the question, okay, beyond treatment, then what? Well, we're the what. This year we're celebrating our 21st anniversary in style. Our open house last month drew a huge turnout. A few of us, Sarah, whom you'll hear from in a minute, and myself included, attended the Second National Clubhouse Conference in September in Washington, D.C. Our Garden of Hope has just gotten a dual certification as a National Wildlife Federation certified wildlife habitat. That's a mouthful. And the Monarch Way Station is from Monarch Watch. So we're bringing back the pollinators that have been depleted. A member of Crossroads can get a job, start a degree or finish one, take part in our social activities, and get housing. Let me add that the driving ethic behind this is the elimination of stigma that has been too long attached to mental illness. So that said, I'm just describing all the great things that go on at Crossroads. Every one of our colleagues has a story to tell, and accordingly, I'll hand it over to Sarah, who can tell you a bit about Crossroads through her own experience. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah Morrison, and I'm a member of Crossroads Clubhouse, and I suffer with severe mental illness. And like many people there, we haven't always suffered with it. It is a biochemical breakdown for those of us that have serious mental illness that often happens in young adulthood. So we had a life, and then we lost it. And I had a life, and then I became sedentary, isolated, uninvolved in the community, but yet wanted to be, but couldn't figure out that how. And when I found Crossroads, it's helped me become part of the community again. I'm looking at joining Rotary. I am very active now in my child's school, and just, neighborhood associations, just things that go on in life. I'm a part of it, and I have my life back, and I really attribute it to being a member of Crossroads. So thank you very much for supporting us.
Thank you both very much. Next up is Elizabeth Edwards. Elizabeth is with Reading Partners. They had a booth out front as well. Elizabeth, it is my pleasure to give you this grant check from our community foundation.
Thanks, John. Hey guys, how you doing today? We're really glad to be here and so thankful for how you're supporting Reading Partners here in Tulsa. Thanks to Dell and Tom who came out to the center and checked us out and made sure we were actually serving students. And thank you, John, for having us today. And I like to keep you a little involved. You guys seem to like to talk to each other, I noticed. And so I want you to think back to when you were in first, second, third grade, somewhere around then. You were trading Oreos for chips, or you were running to the bus stop because you forgot to listen to your mom and brush your teeth. Or maybe you were reading a book, that favorite book of yours. It took you on an adventure. It helps you make new friends. So that favorite book from first, second, third grade, think about it. I'll give you 30 seconds to share with those people at your table that favorite book you had. Ready, go. Come on. I know it was a long time ago for some of you. I know. I'm intimidated now. Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. Okay, well, they told me I only have 4 minutes, so if you keep talking, I'm going to take 5. Okay, great. Okay, so shout out like you're like, raise your hand maybe. That's too many of you in this room. Like, what your table? What was the one over here? Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, rats. Okay. Anybody else? You guys over here? They're pointing at you, man. Green eggs and ham. Okay, I'm sorry about that. All right. Well, I guess I'll just go into it. So I don't know if most of you know, but we have some big things going on here in Tulsa. We have about half of our Tulsa public school students are reading below grade level, which is ridiculous. It's unacceptable. And, we can point fingers and blame whoever we want, but ultimately you have a way you can impact these students. And so when they should be reading stories like Harry Potter and Chronicles of Narnia, they're stuck trying to get through Cat in the Hat. And that's not a reasonable thing for our students to be struggling with. And fortunately, we were able to serve students last year, and 90% of them were mastered the reading skills to be back on track to pass their third grade reading test and to pass the high school. And then those students who weren't able to get back on track because we weren't able to reach them, and those students are 4 times less likely to graduate high school. And so without you guys' support, we wouldn't be able to serve those students and change the impact in their lives. And some of you might have heard last Thursday, Mayor-elect G.T. Bynum, he stood in front of a crowd of people at our rally for reading, and he asked us, what is your time worth? That 1 hour a week, is it worth helping a student? And he said, yes, even my soon-to-be busy schedule, if it wasn't busy enough, is worth it. And so GT, along with several other people in the room, Dr. Deborah Gist, our Tulsa Public Schools superintendent, stood up and said, we will take that hour a week and start serving. And so while we're so thankful for your grant and your funding, there are at least 100 of you in this room. I'm not math, I'm a reading partner, okay? But at least 100 of you in this room, and so each of you could be serving one student an hour a week. And I'll just leave you with this quote from Mayor-elect, and he said, how often do you get the chance to change a child's life with just 1 hour a week? Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you very much. It's now Sarge time, and that's Catherine, and you have some words of wisdom for us and some money for us. And
I don't know about wisdom. You didn't hire me for wisdom, right?
That's right. That's my job, right?
Okay. Let's not even go there right now. Hello, everybody. Hello, Rotarians. It's my favorite time of the meeting. It's where I talk about who gave me money during the last week. So the money that we raise for fines, they're called Sergeant at Arms fines, and that's money that goes to our foundation to give back to this lovely group of people we have here today. So those of you who are the .profits, look at your neighbor and say, pay a fine to Catherine this week, because that way we have more money to give back to you. So do that now. All right, you ready for slides? All right, here we go. Okay, pretend like you don't see that one. Because Karen's not here, right? Okay, we kind of found out last minute that she wasn't going to be here this week. So we have an anonymous donor who donated $100. She paid a $100 fine in honor of a great event, the Take a Seat at the Table. My guest, as well as several others, are here today because of that great event. Thank you, Becky.
And what was that about again?
I'm sorry?
Tell them what that was about again.
Okay, the Take a Seat at the Table is, if you look around the room, you'll see that we have some very, very, very handsome men in the room. And we have some lovely ladies, but there are more handsome men than lovely ladies. So what we're trying to do is encourage more lovely ladies to be Rotarians, because we have an amazing group here, and there are a lot of really strong women who are business leaders who need to be here. And as a matter of fact, I think we have a really great group of women Rotarians in leadership roles in Rotary. So raise your hand if you're a female who's ever been on the board or served in a capacity of being a leader at Rotary. Committee, leader, all of those things. So you can see, there are lots of hands up in the room. So we need more of you. So those of you who are here as prospective members, join up. We appreciate you. Okay, sorry, that was like a little longer than normally. Jeff Johnson, is he here today? He thought he might not be here, but he said, go ahead and show the slide. He said that he has the most beautiful grandbaby that he thought it deserved at least a $200 fine, and I agreed. That is one beautiful grandbaby. Memphis Lee Curry was born just a few weeks ago, and then he also tagged on a $5 fine for an article that was published in USA Today. He said it's only worth $500, but the baby's worth $200. So thanks to Jeff for that generous donation. Now, where's my friend Tim? Tim, there he is. Okay, so Corey Nickerson paid a fine to thank you for your wonderful work on getting some dead trees off his property, and he really appreciates it. I should piggyback on this because Tim's getting ready to come to my house and do some trimming, so I'll pay a fine later. So anyway, great job. We love it when our Rotarians do business with other Rotarians because you know that they're living by answering the questions that are so important to us. There they are. So for those of you who are new, they're up on the board. And now, we're not auctioning the tickets today, but we are going to do it next week. So bring your dollars, get ready. It's going to be a lively bidding opportunity, I think.
Yeah, we waited an extra week to do it because the game's December the 3rd, and I was waiting for the forecast to come in, and it's forecasted to be exactly like today. So the weather's going to be beautiful. The tickets are awesome. Tim Nall's sister sits in front of you.
Yes.
Your team's going to win. I mean, there's no better way.
There is no excuse not to be here bidding. If you would like to do, I'm actually willing and able to bid for people. So if you can't be here, but you'd like to give me your top bid, I'll actively bid for you. So no excuses. Send me your money.
The proxy bid, okay.
Proxy bid, right. Oh, wait, happy birthday, Donna. Where is Donna Mercer? There she is, woohoo. Okay, people, Donna is the executive director of Rotary, and she does, her job is very labor intensive, and we are not always the most agreeable group to work with. So can we just like quickly sing happy birthday to Donna because she deserves it. Donna, come on up here, sister. Come on up here. Ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Donna. Happy birthday to you.
Did you all see her look at me and do like the clock thing? Like, no time for that. Okay, so send me some money now that you all have been coached on sending me money. Go ahead and do that this week. This is how you reach me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sarge. We have one committee meeting today. It's in room 233. It's the IBA Awards Committee. So everybody in the room is invited to come to that meeting, and we will find a way to get you engaged in this very awesome event. Casey is shaking his head very, very aggressively, and Gene is smiling and smirking that, yes, we need everybody in the room at the meeting. Some announcements. We have a sign-up coming up for Salvation Army bell ringers. The whiteboard is out in the lobby. If there's any open slots, shame on you. So go sign up for those open slots and let's finish it out. Elvis? Okay. You never know the photo ops that you will have a chance to partake in if you ring the bells. We also have a sign-up out in the lobby at the Shop with a Cop table. That event is December 3rd. It's a Saturday morning at Kmart. It's an absolute hoot, a lot of fun. It's 3 hours out of your life that will change a kid's life forever. Get well cards are on their table for Kathy Gurrell. She had a surgical procedure, along with Bob Lucy. So if you would scratch your notes of encouragement and support to those two families and two Rotarians, we'd appreciate it. The dates for our annual water well trip have been set. February the 22nd through 28th, a group of 10 to 20 Rotarians and friends will be going to Nicaragua to join in the local club's efforts to drill water wells. Water wells, of course, is one of the recipients of some of our grant monies. If you're interested in going, we need to know really soon, by December the 30th, so please talk to David or Brenda Melicon if you're interested in going, and they will give you the details about how to get there. I went last year. It was a great trip. I kind of decided at the last minute, so it's not really a problem to get all your ducks in a row to be able to go, but now's the time to get her done. So now we have a side mic from Marty Alexander, who's going to talk to us about yet another travel opportunity.
And I think you meant Target, not Kmart, right?
I did mean Target. Kmart's going out of business. Sorry about that.
Don't want to show up at that Kmart. That's a different store now.
Yeah.
Thank you, President John. I know you all are aware of the great value of the work that we do here at the Rotary Club of Tulsa. But it's really not until you attend a Rotary International Convention that you understand the powerful impact that Rotary has worldwide. I've attended conventions where we had over 43,000 attendees at one point, all fellow Rotarians making a difference in this world. You too can experience this global movement for good by attending the Rotary International Convention in Atlanta next June. I have arranged sightseeing where we'll explore the history of Atlanta from the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement. And then we fly to Charleston to play in America's favorite city. Founded in 1670, Charleston's defined by its cobblestone streets, its antebellum homes, and the horse-drawn carriages. We will tour Fort Sumter, which is where the Civil War began. The good news is I have a great block of hotel rooms in Atlanta that's in a central location. It's the Hyatt Regency downtown, walking distance or a short shuttle to the convention. The bad news is I lose these rooms in about 3 weeks. So if you want to come, please let me know as soon as possible. If you put your deposit down by November 30, you have an additional $100 savings. So join me and your fellow Rotarians. Bring your spouses if you want, and be a part of this global movement we call Rotary at the RI Convention in Atlanta. You're going to receive a detailed trip information which will look much like this in your email today. If any of you want one today, see me afterward. Be sure and call me, and I look forward to seeing you in Atlanta.
Thank you, Marty. That's a lot of work on Marty, and I can tell you that those rooms she's got reserved will be gone because the demand is very high, especially in downtown Atlanta. This is absolutely a life-changing event. I encourage you to participate. I hope it's also very much a Rotary Club of Tulsa event. So she's talked about the side trips. I really am looking forward to the camaraderie that we will have as our own unique group. So please get with Marty in the next week or two. I'd like to now invite up our next group of grant recipients. These three nonprofits will be telling us about their organizations and how our gift has helped with their projects. First up, and I'm going to grab him, is Justin Wood of Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Justin, it's my pleasure on the behalf of Rotary Club of Tulsa to present you with this grants check.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you, President John, and thank you, other members of Rotary. We appreciate the opportunity to be with you here today. It's an honor to be among so many other great nonprofit groups and the donors here in this room that help make our job so much easier as we serve the families of Tulsa. I am the new director of Tulsa's Big Brothers Big Sisters of Oklahoma office, and I just want to give a small example of what your money did for the children that we serve. And how many of you know what Big Brothers Big Sisters of Oklahoma is? So we serve children. We serve children who aren't at risk. We serve children who are in risk. These children have parents who are incarcerated, sometimes not just one parent, sometimes both parents, and sometimes they're being raised by grandparents who've been in and out of prison. It is one of the most heartbreaking things that we face here in the state of Oklahoma, children of incarcerated parents, and we get to serve so many of those children. Nearly half the kids that we serve in Tulsa are children of incarcerated parents. And your money and the money of people that give us allow us to make such a difference in these children's lives, not just changing their day today, but changing their future outcomes. They all have a future, but sometimes their future isn't so bright. And so an example of what your money has done for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Oklahoma, we used that money and we updated and upgraded the waiting area for our littles while their family is being interviewed to see whether or not they're a good fit for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Oklahoma. And I was in my office working on some training videos, and I've been living in Tulsa for about 3 weeks, and I've been working in Tulsa for about 4 months, so I'm still learning quite a bit about what my job is here. And I've got this little girl that comes into my office, and I can always hear them because the waiting area is just outside of my office. And I'm sitting here trying to learn. This little girl comes up to me, she starts poking me behind my desk, and she's about 5 years old, and I have a 5-year-old, so I know what they do. And so I take off my headphones, and I look at her, and I say, "What's going on? Are you having a good day today?" She goes, "Will you come play with me?" And I said, "Well, you give me about 30 seconds. I'll stop this, and I'll come play with you." And so I go out of my office, and I go sit out here. Her two brothers are playing on our brand new gaming system that we have outside, and they've never owned one before. They've never played with one before. And she's outside, and she has nobody to play with her. And so we get out the blocks, and we play with the blocks. And we get out the Legos, and we play with the Legos. And this little girl had an amazing time for the hour that she was there. It changed her day. And if we can change her day, we can change her life. And that's what your money has done for the children that we serve. So thank you so much, and keep doing what you're doing. And I can't wait to become a part of your community. And it's a lot of that is because of what you do here in Rotary for this great city of Tulsa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Justin. Next up is Deidre Kirtley. She is from the Resonance Center for Women. Deidre, it is my pleasure once again to award you with this grant check from the Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation. You're welcome so much.
What an honor. Thank you for your support of Resonance. You know, we are just down the street from here. We're tucked away in a residential neighborhood in a beautiful historic mansion, and we celebrate our 40th anniversary in Tulsa next year. And Resonance has always been about supporting women, helping women get their lives back on track. And so I'm excited to be able to share with you how we use the grant money from Rotary. Some of the women we work with are incarcerated. And before you think to yourself, they should have made better choices, let me tell you just a little bit about the demographics of the women we work with. The majority, not all, but at least 60% grew up in poverty. 60% had parents who abused drugs in the home and alcohol. 60%, a minimum of 60%, suffered either physical abuse, sexual abuse, or some other sort of trauma. 35% over the age of 18 have been raped. And so that constitutes a lot of the clients that we work with. Almost all of them, 60 to 70%, are incarcerated. They're nonviolent offenders, and they're in prison because of drug-related offenses. So what we have are classes in some of the correctional facilities, because if you're incarcerated, now you have a felony conviction. It's almost impossible to find a job. It's almost impossible to find a place to live, because if you don't have a job, you can't earn money for rent. A lot of landlords won't lease you if you have a felony conviction anyway. You've burned probably all of your bridges, so you don't have a car. Most likely you don't have a Social Security card. You don't have a driver's license. You don't have a birth certificate. You don't have all the things you need to be gainfully employed. Here are women who really want to start fresh. They want to start new, and they don't have the ability to do so because there's so many barriers in place. So the classes we have at some of the correctional facilities teach job readiness skills, anger management, parenting. We partner with TCC so they get college credit before they release. But the most important thing is we've got case managers who can put together a plan so that they have some sort of hope when they release. A plan to get a job. They know all the second chance friendly organizations, place to live. They have their Social Security cards lined up well in advance. So what Rotary supported, we call them Fresh Start Kits, and it's got everything they need to be successful in the classes that we offer. Clothing vouchers so that they can look nice for an interview, transportation vouchers so they can get to their interviews, curriculum on how to stay clean and sober, even yoga mats so that they can learn about wellness, which is new to a lot of the women in this that we work with. So it's filled with toiletries and all kinds of other things, but Rotary sponsored these for us, so thank you so very much. And if you want to know how you can continue to help, we just opened a restaurant downtown called Take Two, where when women come out of prison, we employ them transitionally, give them a place to live. It's the best sandwich you'll ever have, and hired Tom Butcher of Impressions to run it. So feel free to visit us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deidre. Next up is Shada Brown. She is here from the Oklahoma Center for Community Justice, OCCJ. Shada, it's my pleasure to present you with your foundation grant check.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that. Hello, everyone. As he just mentioned, I'm Shada Brown, and I'm here with Oklahoma Center for Community and Justice. Just call it OCCJ. It's a mouthful. But thank you for having us here today. Thank you for your support. I know a lot of you, talking with you outside, you've been past board members of OCCJ and longtime supporters, so thank you so much. If you don't know about OCCJ, we are an organization working towards a vision of eliminating racism, bigotry, and bias in our state. Let me tell you, y'all, we've been busy. We've been busy. So thank you for your support. We couldn't do it without you. I just wanted to talk specifically. We have programs ranging from second grade, where we teach second graders about bias and bullying in an age-appropriate way in the school system, all the way to adult interfaith groups. So we really have a place for everybody. I would love for you to come visit us after to hear about programs that can impact you or people you know. But specifically, I want to talk about this grant helped us with our Camp Anytown, which is our premier high school leadership program. We were able to up our technology significantly so that we could create a great camp experience for these students. These students come into camp and they learn about all of these different issues and experiences of race and religion, and I promise you they leave feeling like that was like utopia. A group of very diverse students come in not knowing each other, being very different from everyone, and then at the end of the week, they feel like they have gained a family. So specifically, our fund development director came to Camp Enterprise and met 2 students who came to our camp, and they had a blast, and specifically one of them we are honoring with a scholarship to help go to college. So I think that just goes to show, like, our relationship with Rotary goes past the money, and it really is something that we really appreciate to help educate the next generation to be inclusive leaders. So thank you so much. Like I said, I appreciate this partnership, and I'd love to talk to you after about our programs. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all. We appreciate it. Most of today's celebration rightly focuses on the nonprofit recipients of the Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation grant checks and the works that they do in our community. Rotarians, us by nature, are a humble bunch and rarely like to draw attention to ourselves. But with that said, we do annually honor ourselves for lifetime giving to our foundation, and we wanted to take that opportunity to do so today. In that spirit, I now invite Del Dreyer and Tom Clinda, co-chairs of the Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation Development Committee, to come forward. Tom?
Thank you, President John. Are you going to come up here? We're auditioning for an awards program, so we're going to use this video. On behalf of our Club Foundation trustees, our Club Foundation Development Committee, it is our honor to recognize our fellow Rotarians for their contributions to our local Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation. Since 1972, our Club Foundation has made over $1.6 million in grants to Tulsa area nonprofit organizations such as the ones recognized today. In addition to these grants, our Club Foundation funds our major projects, such as our Partners in Education, Camp Enterprise, our water well drilling project in Nicaragua, and our new program, our yearling service projects. Our first level of recognition is for our 13 newest Club Foundation Fellows who have made contributions between $500 and $2,499. Please stand as I call your name, and let's hold the applause until they've all been recognized. Brian Brandwine, Bryant Bynum, Terry Correll, Jamie Cox, Catherine DeCamp, Tiffany Egdorf, Lucky Lamans, Kip Lycum, Jane Roweeder, Becky Schöelen, Norm Simon, Jeri Strange, David Wagner. Please join me in recognizing these fellows.
Our next group of Rotarians are those who have exceeded 25 $500 in contributions over the years. Would you also please stand at your place while I read your name, or as I read your name? Marty Alexander, Andy Avila, Muzan Biggs, Paul Cornell, Becky Fields, Alicia Herrera, Jim Kelly, Jan Lobb, Harry Livingston, Matt Newman, Tony Oliva, Paul Rossler, Jeffrey Rudd, Brian Talkington, and Phil Viles. Please thank these Rotarians.
Next are our 5 new Club Foundation Silver Fellows who have contributed between $7,500 and $14,999 in order to reach the silver level lapel pin. Tom Allen, Tom Byers, Jan Johnson, Sandra Mullins, Mike Neal are all not here today. But please join me in welcoming them when they watch the video. Who's next? You're next.
Our next group of 6 Rotarians have contributed over $15,000 to our foundation. They include T.C. Blair, Brian Bovard, John Brock, there's one standing back there, Matt Davis, Bob Lucy, and Kathy Taylor.
Now, as I call your name, please come forward as we recognize our 5 newest Platinum Fellows for their contributions to our club foundation between $25,000 and $49,999. Now, I'm going to change the lineup to first recognize someone who is near to my heart, right here, past President Dale Dreyer. Past President Tim Caldwell. Curtis Craig, but I believe he's not here today. Past Trustee Bill Vogel. And past President Chuck Wilson. Next, we have our 4 new Pillar of the Community Fellows for donations of $50,000 or more. And it is my understanding that all 4 are also not here, but let me, past President Linda Bradshaw, Arnold Brown, John Bumgardner, past President Bob McKenzie. Please give them a big round of applause and watch the video. Next is our newest Allen Edwards Society members. President John Rain and his wife Kathy. Is Kathy here? No. Okay. They made a legacy gift to our club foundation. Our club foundation legacy donor program recognizes Rotarians who make planned gifts to our club foundation by making a bequest in their will or their trust, making a beneficiary designation for their life insurance policy or designation for their IRA, but they're making a planned gift to our club foundation. These planned gifts of $25,000 or more qualify for our Allen Edwards Society, which was named after past President Allen Edwards, who started our club foundation in 1972. Please join me in congratulating both President John and Kathy and all of our honorees today. For more information about making contributions to our club foundation with our legacy donor program or how to become an Allen Edwards Society member, please go to our website, tulsarotary.com. Now, in addition to our club's members' financial contributions, it's important to recognize our members for their volunteer efforts and their contributions of their time and service to our local and global community. Our members participate in United Way Day of Caring, volunteer at Celia Clinton Elementary, oversee the drilling program of our water wells in Nicaragua. Soon our members will be again ringing the bells for Salvation Army, and will be partnering with the Tulsa FOP, Fraternal Order of Police, with their Shop a Cop program. And here's a video to show even some of the other more activities of service that our club members are involved in. And we don't have the video? Okay. This is where I turn it over to President John.
Thank you, gentlemen. See you, Gene. Thank you, gentlemen. I'd like to now invite our group of last two recipients forward. These two nonprofits will also be telling us about their organizations and how our gift has helped them with their project. First up is Ann Smith of Neighbor for Neighbor. Ann, it's my pleasure to give you this Club Foundation Grant Award.
Thank you very much. Well, on behalf of everybody at Neighbor for Neighbor, thank you so much for this donation and inviting us here today and in joining with us to help the people around Tulsa that need a hand up. Neighbor for Neighbor has been around. In fact, we have our 50th anniversary a year from March, so it's coming up pretty fast. But we have 10 programs and thousands of services that we do every single week. And those services are basically broken down into two groups to help people stabilize, or we call it survival, and then help them to move forward. So that's basically what we do. And it's everything from guardianships for children. We have an attorney that does hundreds of guardianships every year because children are displaced and for whatever reason often end up with a relative or a grandparent. We have food, we have utility help when their utilities are cut off. We have steel-toed work boots, uniforms, medical care, life skills. We have a variety of things to help people move forward. Our founder, Dan Allen, one of his main directives was to treat people how you would want to be treated if you were in that same situation. So we take that very seriously, and we treat everybody as an individual and help them move forward or help them take the next step forward, whatever that is. Now, the Rotary Club gave us a forklift. Thank you. We needed a forklift. Our food store, we provide a lot of food every year. Last fiscal year, we provided I think over 11,000 vouchers, and that provided people, about 30,000 people with food, primarily children, elderly, and disabled. The majority of that was for children, disabled, and elderly. And out of that, 14,000 were just unduplicated. That means just one time that year, that family needed extra help. They're working to survive. A lot of our clients are working poor. They're working to survive, and they just couldn't quite make it. So we are so grateful to be there, and we're so grateful to you to help us do all these activities. And one last thought I want to leave you with, besides the hard services that we're able to do, the food and everything else, what we're also able to do because of you and your generosity and kindness to people you don't know, we're able to tell them that there are people out there that care if you have food on your table, that care if you have a job, that want you to succeed. And we're able to do that because of all of you in this room and other people in our community that help us help them, because we are not a government, not even in a United Way organization. We truly are Tulsans helping other Tulsans, and we feel very blessed to be there, and I say God bless you all too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ann. And our next up is Jennifer Patterson. Jennifer is with Aim High Academy. And Jennifer, it's on behalf of the Rotary Club of Tulsa, I'm proud to present you this grant check.
Thank you so much for having me here today. The Rotary Club is so special to so many organizations in Tulsa. And I'm here today because I jumped at the chance to be able to share with you all why you are so special to Aim High Academy. I spent 9 wonderful years coaching gymnastics for Linda Bradshaw, your fellow Rotarian, at Tulsa World of Gymnastics. Under her leadership, God was preparing me for what was coming next. During these coaching years, I also spent a lot of time in North Tulsa working with youth. And through that time, working with 13 and 14-year-olds, began to realize that so many of these kids were dealing with consequences of poor decisions that they'd already made in their lives. Many of the boys already had police records. Some of the girls were already making decisions that could impact their lives. And so God began to show me that you could use the sport of gymnastics to intervene in their lives at an early age, because you can start gymnastics at age 2. So in 2007, I began gymnastics classes on donated space at the John 316 Family and Youth Center. Steve Whitaker has been a big influence in my life, and he's another one of your marvelous Rotarians. The first grant that I ever received for Aim High Academy was from the Rotary Club of Tulsa. And I remember crying tears of joy when I received that phone call. One of the items that we received were funds for our very first balance beam. Oh, the girls were so excited that day when they got their balance beam. As we have grown, the Rotary Club has provided. In 2009, you all provided us with our first vault apparatus called a vault table. That vault table helped produce a Level 9 regional vault champion this past year. On March 25th, 2015, we were serving 274 children each week. All of our lives changed that day. Life literally became a whirlwind when our beautiful building was destroyed by the tornado that hit West Tulsa that evening. I'm sure many of you saw the images in the local and national media of our firemen carrying all of our children out of the building and placing them into their parents' hands after we had taken cover in the basement. God was with us that day. It was a miracle. Our gymnastics facility was destroyed, but not our faith. Trying to hold things together, I was left without an office, and I had to hold most of my meetings at Starbucks. I was also without a computer to take to those important meetings. So guess who blessed Aim High Academy's executive director with a new laptop to take to meetings? You all did. And you have no idea how important that laptop has been in helping me move Aim High forward. A lot of my meetings and the time that I've spent have been in an effort to rebuild. Early this year, Aim High launched a campaign titled That Aha Moment. Shortly after we began, we received another miracle. A $1 million donation from retired businessman Tom Noggle. And this was just the beginning. Let's take a peek at another miracle.
We have a second chance for a group of young gymnasts in Oklahoma. A tornado last year appeared to put their dreams on hold. Instead, it taught them the lesson of a lifetime. Here's NBC's Gabe Gutierrez.
For Sheridan Ramsey, strength is a balancing act.
Strength is getting through something that you thought you couldn't get through.
She's among the 50 young gymnasts at Tulsa's Aim High Academy, whose strength last year was tested.
When the tornado hit, that was the scariest part because it sounded like thunder, hit the building.
Jennifer Patterson is the gym's founder.
My first thought was the kids are safe.
Credited with saving the children's lives by huddling them in the basement minutes before the storm roared through. Firefighters swooped in, carrying the terrified girls to safety, one by one.
It is sad.
But you know what? We're going to be bigger and better than ever, aren't we?
But since then, with no permanent space, practice has been a struggle. The future of the gym up in the air. The girls told replacing the building could take 4 years.
I'm thinking some of these girls may not ever get to experience that if it takes that long.
It seems like forever.
It seems like forever.
If there's 3 seats.
So on this day, as the students are bused to what they think is a birthday party at an established studio in town, they have no idea that a local businessman with a $1 million donation will allow them to keep this gym for themselves. The moment it dawns on Sheridan Ramsey and her friends, means more than any medal.
They never lost hope.
And when you have faith in something that is bigger than yourself, that miracles can happen.
It has definitely made me love the sport even more now that I know, like, I am stronger than a tornado.
A lesson learned off the mat, that sometimes the most powerful type of strength is resilience. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And that's NBC Nightly News for this Saturday. I'm Jose Diaz-Balart reporting from New York.
It still gets me every time. So, perfect timing. What perfect timing? Linda Bradshaw decided that she was ready to retire and sell their 40-year Tulsa treasure, Tulsa World of Gymnastics. And thanks to Tom's amazing gift, Aim High Academy finally has a new home. Because of these miracles, Aim High now serves 700 Tulsa children in 2 locations. Tulsa World of Gymnastics serves as our main campus, and we also have a satellite gym still operating in North Tulsa. We plan to continue serving children in their communities and creating equity in a sport which tends to sometimes leave people out. The way I see it, the tornado actually advanced our organization, and the future is bright. I want you to know that you are a special club, and this room is filled with very, very special people. You've played a major role in hundreds of children's lives being able to pursue their dreams at Aim High Academy. So on behalf of all the nonprofit organizations you've significantly impacted, I want to say thank you, Rotary Club of Tulsa. You are a blessing. Thank you.
There's a book recognizing today's program that we will present to our partner in education, which is Celia Clinton Elementary in North Tulsa. Right after our meeting, I'll invite all of you up, and we'll try to get everybody to sign, all 8 of you to sign that book so we can present it to them. And the title of the book is, Do I Need It or Do I Want It? That's a test I have every day when I try to buy something. So let's also take this time to thank our volunteers. Their names are on the screen. But I got to tell you, for a program like this, though their contribution is extraordinary, we also want to thank all those who helped out putting the program together. It was a special effort by all of the ones that you've seen up on the stage today, along with John Della Vedova, the Club Foundation Grants Committee, Technology Committee, production team, and of course our office staff. Thanks again for all your hard work. Let's give them a round of applause. Quick look at our upcoming programs. Change of plan here, Sarge, I'll let you know. November 23rd is our Thanksgiving program. I encourage all of you to come. I think I'm safe in saying we will not have turkey and dressing, so don't worry about that. We'll have a good meal. Ken Chapman with Salvation Army is going to be our speaker. It should be delightful. November the 30th, we have the Energy in Tulsa, a New World Order Energy panel with Juan Pablo Tardio, Steve Antry, David Darcy, and Tony Canetta. So it should be a very interesting panel from all different disciplines concerning energy, so we're encouraged to hear from them. December the 7th, we have Lisa Bain, Treasure Hunting, Finding Joy in the Cause. This is a tearjerker. Bring somebody that you want to encourage with overcoming obstacles. Today we heard from 8 incredible area nonprofits on how our Club Foundation grants and their works touch the lives of the people they serve. These 8 grants represent a total of $22,750 infused into our community. That's a good amount of money, but when you combine it with the $24,000 given out as a direct result of our IBA awards to Little Lighthouse and Special Olympics, that is a significant gift over a 6-month period. Rotarians, I thank all of you for your generosity. I thank you for your service. And as always, I thank you for living out the motto, service above self. Sarge, we're going to not draw a ticket. If you bought tickets for the drawing, keep them for next week. I apologize. We'll carry over that ticket. If you lose it, I'll buy it back. But we're going to draw next week for 2 different sales. So now if each of our nonprofit presenters could make their way back up to the screen, the 8 or 9 of you, let's take a group photo. This is your chance to do a social media op. And as soon as we get all that done, we will adjourn.